All right, we're watching Sienna's backstroke underwater. The thing to remember, Sienna, is some of the things that we're seeing in the backstroke. We also put some notes in, things you're doing very well, things you got to work on a little bit, just different things that we see in the videos we want you to try to focus on that maybe you don't have time to always watch the videos and that you could actually take some time just to read a little bit and kind of look at the verbal clues. We see a lot of good stuff that we see you working on, and we think you continue to get better and better every single time. You're one of the hardest workers in the pool always, so we're thrilled. So let's see what we can really kind of touch on and try and help out. So the very first thing that we're seeing is on that entry. You do a great job of entering with that pinky first. You can see that pinky is down. We can see that as your left hand is getting ready to come up, you've already got that left shoulder down and you've got that right shoulder down, or your left shoulder up and your right shoulder down, which is absolutely perfect. We always want to see a good roll through the water. Great job of the strength. You got your elbow bent, your hand could be up just a little bit higher, but you're doing a great job of really pushing that water towards the opposite end of the pool or towards your feet, which is exactly what we want to see. As we go with our left hand entry, you can see that your fingertips are entering first on your left hand, and you kind of see how flat your back is here. So what we want to do is turn to that pinky just a little bit better and make sure we roll that shoulder up. When your right hand is coming up, and because it's underwater, it's probably why you're not getting your shoulder up. If you get that right hand up a little bit quicker as your left hand is entering, it's really going to end up helping you out in the long run. So just work on getting that left hand and that left shoulder down and that left hand going pinky first. As we get into the stroke here, you kind of see you flatten out. So your first part of your stroke, your hand is pointing straight down. You want to make sure that as your hand catches, you're always trying to push the water towards the opposite wall, never towards the bottom. So instead of having your hand facing that way, face it that way. All right? We'll see if it's what it looks like on the right side as we come off that wall as well. But your left hand is a much straighter entry, or much straighter recovery through the water. So we got to make sure that underwater catch is a little bit more low elbow, high hand. So where your arm is right here, your hand should be up in here. Okay, because your catch is going to be from this position to here, and so when your hand isn't up there, you're not actually grabbing the water where you need to be. Yeah, you do a great job. That right side is perfect. I mean, look at this. Shoulder, shoulder, elbow. You're doing a good job of catching and pulling on that right side of the water. It's the left side that we got to work on. Fingertip entry, not your pinky. And then you turn your hand straight down. So whereas you're doing it perfectly right on the right, your left is a little bit different. So let's work on that left hand. Head position looks good. It looks nice and still. Your feet are a little lower than we'd like to see them. You kind of see that you're not really breaking the surface a whole lot. We want to make sure, let me rewind this a little bit. We want to make sure those feet are a little bit higher in that water so you're really breaking, and we want to see white water all the way through. So instead of having your hips down here, lift your hips up, and that'll help bring your feet up a little bit higher as well. As we go into our turn here, I like where you turn over a lot. That's fantastic. But you've got to remember, when your hand hits your hip, you have to flip, and there's a little bit of a pause. So you may be a little bit further away from the wall than you should have been. If that happens, what you want to do is slow down that pull. Don't be in a rush. As you do your flip here, legs look good, head position is pretty good. Your arms are starting to go out to the side. We want to make sure that those hands, when they start at your hips, back this up just a little bit. Right here when they're at your hips, you want to take those hands from palms up to palms down so that you're taking your hands and you're basically throwing water towards your face and really trying to think about keeping your hands close to your body. As you start to do that flip, you can kind of see here your hands start to splay out to the side, and now all of a sudden you're looking backwards towards your knees. So your head position kind of fall out of place, and a lot of it is because of where your hands are. If you keep your hands close to your body, it's going to help your backstroke flip turn a lot. You can see that you're looking back for that wall, and you don't want to be looking back for that wall. That head should be looking straight up. All right? As you push off the wall, what we really like is we like that you start to go down. If your feet were a little bit higher on that wall, you could direct your body straight down by keeping your head straight up, and that would be a little bit easier. But we like the direction that you're going here. I mean, that's absolutely perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dolphin kicks. Perfect. Great underwaters. Great dolphin kicks underwater. Try to not come up quite so high at the very end. You can see that half of your arm is out of that water while your left hand is here at the hip. You want to make sure that if you're a little bit more gradual coming up, this hand won't come above the water, and then this your left hand will be able to be hitting that surface right as your head is breaking the surface. So work on the breakout, being a little bit more gradual on that ascent, meaning going up. But once you start swimming, man, I'll tell you what, your right side, again, I'm going to show this to you because it's so good, but that right side is perfect. That's what we want to do on the left side, okay? Great job, Sienna. You're awesome.